Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly. I'm going to be doing my July wrap up right now, and I had a great reading month. As you'll hear as I tell you, as I finish every little thing, I did enjoy everything I read this month. One was a little bit more of a hard read. It was a little bit stressful for me, but I really loved everything that I read, and I hope that you had a great reading month and that you've had a wonderful summer thus far. I can't believe that we are going into August and all that entails. I've already started homeschooling my kids because last week was so hot that I decided, okay, morning and early afternoon is school and the afternoon is pool time. So that's how we're coping in my house, and I hope that you are doing well. And here we go. You'll see my reaction shortly after I finish the books. Take care. Hi, I am mid-workout and I needed just to take 1 second before I do my abs. I finished Wingfeather Saga Book 2, North or Be Eaten. Wow, I mean the action and adventure in this one are just even better in this one. I just love the strength of the kids. I love the character of the mom, Nia. She is just so regal yet compassionate. I love Artham, who is was the original king of Anera's brother, and I love Poto. Poto is my favorite character, and we learn a lot about Poto. Is the grandpa pirate. We learn a lot about his backstory. So we are going to just continue on to the next book. I was able to get it from the library. I'm a couple days late. I usually write like literally as I finish try to film this. I'm a couple days late and I just remembered just now. So I was done with the cardio portion and getting ready to kill my abs. I watch BookTubers while I do my workouts. Right now I'm watching Jay at Luna Library's vlog of her Verity reading while I work out. So I'll turn that back on in a second. Anyway, I just really am loving the Wingfeather Saga series, and we'll move into book 3. It took a couple days for us to get it, so in the interim we listened to a little bit of Wind in the Willows, which is such a low stakes book, so much easier after having the stress those kids were going through in Wingfeather Saga. All right, I'm off of here and on to doing my abs now. Have a great day. Sorry guys, I always seem to bring you to my bathroom to tell you about books. It is June 21st, spent the afternoon in the pool with the kids, just took a shower, and it is only 4:30, but I am in my pajamas. My very summery, beachy pajamas, though. I finished Silas Marner. It's such a great reread for me. I hadn't read it since high school, and the first half of the book is pretty miserable for poor Silas. He has been accused of stealing money by his church. I find it interesting they don't really follow the protocols that if you're suspected of doing something that you should do for church members in the New Testament. They did kind of a more old school thing, and they cast lots. And so that was really interesting. Mommy's in here, I'll be out in a minute. Anyway, you can have a little more popcorn. Anyway, he has a really hard time, ends up getting kicked out of his Christian community, leaves, goes somewhere else, has lost his faith completely because, he kind of thought that he would be cleared and that God would clear him or something. And then he goes to this new place, works the weaver, and his sole desire is to collect money. Well, that money actually ends up getting stolen from him. And he's just broken even more. So one day, this little girl toddles into his place under suspicious circumstances. I'll let you read it to find out the whole story. And she has a little golden head, and he thinks his gold has returned to him, but instead he ends up raising this little girl, and she becomes a great treasure to him. And that's where the story goes. There's some different family elements and interesting things from that little girl's past that are more interesting if you discover them for yourself and read it. But if you think you might like to read a good classic by George Eliot, I definitely recommend it. It's not that long. It's not that daunting. It does take us a little while to get to Silas not being miserable, which is kind of hard at first, but I really recommend it, and I hope that you enjoy it if you try it. Bye. Hey there. I just finished Mansfield Park audiobook, and I have such complex feelings about Mansfield Park. I love the protagonist, Fanny. I know a lot of people, she's not their favorite because she's shy, she's unassuming, and there are times she doesn't speak up for herself. But I think in the long run, Fanny is a very principled character, and when it really counts, she does speak up. Her personality is just one I can relate to. I know it's awkward because there are some loving feelings in a romantic way between cousins, and it was different back then. It was just different. We have to remember that. I do hate how Fanny is basically adopted by her aunt and uncle and is raised with her cousins. I hate how they think they're just being so wonderful to her at points when they're actually being awful. I know she was grateful to be adopted out of poverty, and the thing that's crazy is I think that her adopted family, even though they're treating her in a snobbish way, they still treat her better than her parents that grew up with her. She has a special relationship with her brother William, and she has a special relationship with her cousin Edmund, and the relationship with her cousin Edmund is a big part of the story. And definitely, as in all Jane Austen stories, new people coming to town and shaking things up, and the discussion of class are big themes. I like Fanny. I think she's one of my favorite Jane Austen protagonists. I will say she's not my absolute favorite. My favorite is Anne Eliot from Persuasion, but I do like Fanny quite a bit. And I think that the audiobook of Persuasion was a really good way to kind of revisit some Jane Austen. I hope you're doing well. I hope it is not 110 degrees today where it is where you are. I have extra kids in my house today, so I came out to throw some trash away and do a quick video. All right, I will go back into the central AC now. Bye-bye. Okay, I have finished Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. What a good fantasy series. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is following people who have the ability to burn metals to create certain things with their magic. Like, for instance, if you can burn copper, you are able to hide the fact that you're using metal magic. It's called the allomancy. And if like pewter, it gives you strength. And then there are certain individuals, usually only one person can do it. There are certain individuals that are Mistborn, and they can burn all the metals and have powers, and they are pretty darn powerful individuals. We are following a girl in this story who has been growing up as the slaves of society are called the Ska. She has been basically abandoned by her brother, and she is being beaten by this person who is her master, but he is also a Ska. It's better in some ways, even in her situation, than being like a slave Ska on a plantation. But she has a really pretty drab existence, and she finds out some stuff about herself. And she has a mentor, I think you say his name, Kelsier, but I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce that, who is very powerful. And we have a lot of politics going on in this fantasy. I really am enjoying it. I'll be out in just a minute, but it is very interesting first book in this trilogy. I'm definitely a Brandon Sanderson fan now. Anyway, I hope that you guys get to try this book if you haven't already. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the others in the trilogy and the series beyond in this world, if you have read it. All right, thanks a lot. Hi, friends. I just finished Red Rising by Pierce Brown. It is a sci-fi book that reminds me a whole lot of The Hunger Games. It is taking place on Mars. There is a race of Earthlings called the Reds that are basically enslaved,
And we have our main character named Darrow. In the very beginning of the book, I am very stressed out because I can tell exactly what is supposed to happen in order to propel him to make a change and fight against what he's living through and the other people of his status are living through. And the author knows that we are going to know what is going on and what is getting ready to happen. He's sitting probably in a little beach house somewhere laughing about the fact that we are all going to be so stressed out about this. This was a very good book. This was a very stressful book. Like The Hunger Games, it's slightly more adult, even though it is dealing with teens. Like there's no like graphic sex or anything like that, but it does talk about that there are some of the kids that are end up fighting that are getting sexually assaulted. But this Darrow guy realizes that he is being completely lied to eventually, and the book is what he is doing to try to fight up and rise. And he is going to play the people that are making all the rules at their own game. I will continue on with this series. I will need to have a break because I did Mistborn and the Assassins, the Royal Assassin, and this month, which all is very political and which all has people trying to kill each other. So the only political book where people are probably trying to kill each other next month will be the Robin Hobb third book in the first trilogy. I actually read this other book with my kids. It is the Red Rock Mysteries, the first book in that series, Haunted Waters. If your kids are those that like mysteries and might even like mild thrillers, I recommend this for upper elementary and middle school age. It has some really great moral lessons in it as well. Lower stakes than some of what I've been reading here lately, but still probably a little too intense for early elementary age kids. So I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to wrap up my second half of July reads, and I will see you guys in August. Take care. Bye-bye.